So you've experienced unbound consciousness. Now what? Well, there is no now what, because that would be a thought. So this is unbound consciousness. And in it, there aren't parts. There's no coming and no going. We don't have to confirm the experience by thinking about the experience. If there's a thought that says, well, I'm not sure if this is unbound consciousness, that isn't, because it's a thought. But it's part of unbound consciousness, because consciousness is the space in which all thought is structured. Thoughts, impressions, perceptions, they're structured in consciousness. And so they've never left consciousness, and neither have you. You've never left the wholeness of the being that you are as consciousness. So once you've experienced this, once you've tasted this self-confirmatory, self-validating knowing, meaning it requires no thought, certainly doesn't require a confirmation from someone other than yourself, then the instruction is just stay with it. It sort of teaches you this. Being in with as pure, undivided, non-obstructed consciousness teaches you how to easily remain in this unobstructed, unbound consciousness. Stay with it. Usually the only thing that pulls us out after we recognize what thoughts are, even subtle thoughts, is fear. By staying with this and as this pure state, at some point, a fear response might start to come, an emotion, and the corresponding thoughts that say, oh no, something must have gone wrong, or what do I do here? I don't know what to do about this. Or I always get this far and then I get scared. That's a thought. That's a belief. The sensation of fear is neither here nor there when it comes to your reaction to it. It's just an experience. So when we recognize that even the labels about fear or a fear barrier or what the hell is going on, I feel like I'm going into a void. Once we recognize these are all thoughts and continue just to remain in this unbound being, this space of beingness, then there's not much more to do. Certainly while practicing this way. It takes a bit of alertness, almost as if you're anticipating any movement of thought, even the subtlest. Not so that you can start thinking about it, but just so that you're oriented to it and you're not leaving anything out. Because when we're mind identified and thinking, or thought identified, we're leaving a lot out. There's a view formed inside consciousness as a standing wave. And it's always missing something. It feels like it has a handle. It feels like it knows what's going on. But there's always a shadow side to that. So in that way of experiencing consciousness, there is a sort of hiding that's going on. But when we collapse that standing wave and experience identity as consciousness, seamless, no labels, not the label of identity, not the label of consciousness, not the, oh, I know what this is. Oh, I finally made it. These are all thoughts. Oh, I'm going to tell so-and-so about this later. Another thought. When that's dropped, and there's just this purity of experience, it's pure experience, pure experiencing, then just stay here. Give yourself the gift of this contentless neutrality that encompasses everything you've ever thought. Because everything you've ever thought has just been a wave on this ocean. So it encompasses all of your experiences, your perceptions, your beliefs, your narratives, storylines about you. It's all here. Various waves, thought forms. But the consciousness in which they move and flow has no boundary, has no beginning or end, has no edge. So that's it. just right here. Attention within consciousness initially is sort of dynamic. It's orienting toward any movement of thought. So it moves this way and it moves that way. But as we merge in, as the experience of mind becomes calm, homogeneous, that movement of attention becomes very, very subtle. There's still enough alertness to notice the arising of a thought in all directions, in any direction, in any depth. But it's never leaving the wholeness of the ocean of consciousness. This is the sweet spot. Again, if you ask yourself, am I there? Is this it? Just one more thought. That's okay. Orient toward that movement of consciousness that's just one thought. And notice the expansion. And just stay there.